Actually, I was never really about dick and fart jokes.
Well, no, you weren't about fart jokes. You were about dick jokes. High class, intelligent dick jokes.
Okay, yes. If it was, even now I still occasionally find a Wang reference to be pretty funny.
I was about to say, I bet it was more Wang jokes than dick jokes.
Yeah, it was a Wang joke.
Well, Wang jokes are always hard.
Don't placate to him. He'll think he's funny.
Want to ring the bell?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm a loner, Daddy. Rebel.
I am the walrus.
You know what's funny? Because, okay, like I said, I watched this originally like ages ago. Because of the way this week being as busy with stuff, I didn't really get a chance to rewatch. But yeah, I went over some like I read through the wiki and to jog my memory and kind of skip through bits of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm just saying I didn't realize Alice Braga was in this.
Oh no!
Alice Braga?
Alice Braga is Benny's girlfriend.
Oh.
The girl that like that Rocket likes, but she ends up with Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she somebody famous or?
Yeah, she's been in a lot of films more recently, like American films. Like she was in Predators. She was in fucking the Will Smith based on I Am Legend. The book is I Am Legend. The movie is I Am Legend.
Yeah, they're just
chick.
so different that you'd expect it to be named something else.
Well, because the 70s one was the
Omega Man.
Mega Man, yeah.
With Chuck Heston.
Yeah, that was a terrible fucking film.
Yeah, or an awesome film.
No, it was terrible.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, if you've seen it, you know it's terrible.
Okay, well, let's get started here. Hi, everyone, and welcome to John Hates Movies. This is the show where my friends get me to stop watching MasterChef long enough to watch some movies. This week, we have with us the usual suspects. That would be Eric.
I get it. It's a movie reference.
Yeah, it is. That would be Eric Largent.
Stick him up, you cocksucker motherfucker.
Chris Arsenault.
I'm here.
Oh, come on, Chris.
What?
Do it.
You gotta make a Usual Suspects reference.
You gotta do the line.
I say up here, motherfuckers. What the hell? Cocksucker.
And James Barrup.
Come up, you crazy cocksucking motherfucker!
See, that's more like it.
Yep, there is nothing says loving like Stephen Baldwin. All right, so this week, wow, City of God.
Ciudad de Dios.
I can't believe I haven't seen this film before.
Good, isn't it? I told you, man.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
Okay.
No, it's not a good thing that I haven't seen it before, but this is a solid movie.
Yeah.
But before we get into all of either the awesome or the not so awesome, we're going to go ahead and give a rundown of the film. City of God, Netflix gives it a 3 and 3, I guess maybe 3/4 star, which is ridiculous because that means...
considering the crap that gets at least 3 stars,
Yeah.
This should be over 4.
Odd Thomas got 4 stars.
This is a better movie
this
than
is
Odd
better
Thomas.
than Odd Thomas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I like Odd Thomas.
here's the rundown. Growing up in Rio de Janeiro slum, Rocket is able to avoid being drawn into a life of drugs and crime by having a passion for photography. Stars Alexandre Rodriguez, Leandro Firmino, and Jonathan Hoggeson.
A bunch of nobodies, really.
Yeah, basically.
I bet they're famous in their country.
They might not be.
It looks like one or two of them have been in other movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's only like 3 or so actors in the entire film that actually have images on IMDb. That would be Alexander Rodriguez, obviously Sue Jorge, and Alice Braga.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Sue George, actually. I think it's phonetic.
Whatever.
Yeah.
When he corrects me, I'll listen. And I think we can.
But
both
it'll be in
agree
Portuguese, so you won't understand it.
Yes, I'll still be right.
You know, I was actually a little bit surprised. I've had a couple of friends from Portugal, and the people in the movie talked a lot slower than I've heard my Portuguese friends speak. So
I honestly think that people who speak Portuguese and Spanish purposely speak faster around non-speaking people just to fuck with us.
that's a possibility.
And they're always talking about you.
Oh, yeah. But I assume that's true of everybody.
Yeah.
Chris, it kind of is.
It's called paranoia.
I mean, even when, like, you know, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm up getting myself peppermint tea because my stomach's upset. I walk downstairs.
And I'm not thinking, God, I hope these shits end. I'm thinking, man, Chris is a douchebag.
That's basically it.
Being honest.
So, who wants to go first? Who wants to talk about City of God?
I'll go first. Like I said, I've kind of recapped, so I'm not going to be completely useless, at least.
Okay.
Here's the thing, like
Somebody's popping. I don't know who that is.
it's quite possibly me.
Okay.
I'm a pop.
Question is,
star.
are you locking too?
That's
Sorry.
Johnny.
I know,
Like
I
I
can't
said,
help it.
Going back over this movie, like I realized, Benny is still my favorite character above all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like it's probably everyone's favorite character, and and his death felt a little bit Mercutio, you know,
Yeah.
dying,
Yeah.
like for pretty much dying for no real good reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the reason he died is because he was trying to get out, and it's that old story.
Well, it wasn't necessarily that, because
Well,
he
it wasn't
was
because-
bailing, but what Blackie shot him accidentally. He was trying to kill Lil Z.
Well, right, but like, it's that thing where no matter how hard you
can't
try to
leave
get
the
out,
life.
things,
Yeah.
it'll always catch
always
back up
comes-
to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the shittiest part. He was trying to leave with his girlfriend, and he dies in his own going away party.
Yeah, he just wants to go out and get on a farm and smoke weed, and
Living the
bang,
dream.
bang his hot girlfriend. Like, yeah,
Yep.
Benny was about to go live the dream and
Yep.
got killed.
I become a playboy.
Yeah, that's a great line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, "Fuck you guys!" and
Shoots
shoots
in the air.
That's the thing. Like the whole movie, like the few characters that are the main characters that are decent human beings throughout
Mhm.
it are pretty much you have Rocket,
Yep.
Benny to an extent. I mean, yeah, he's not. I guess later on, Ned is like, I'm not hoodlum. I'm not hoodlum. I'm not going to kill.
Oh,
blah,
Ned's
blah.
full of shit. Ned's full of shit.
Okay. Here's the thing with that. Yeah, I love the way they tell his story. I love the Ned story. How it's like, no innocents get killed, and then Carrot kills a dude to save his life and whatnot. And then he just. Then they say the rule becomes, or the exception becomes the rule. That yeah, you can be idealistic, but if you're gonna do bad things, you're gonna do bad things.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
But yeah.
And those chickens came home to roost fast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and that he got his comeuppance though, because like the security guard, what is it, his son kills
Yep.
him.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Although, yeah, I didn't want him to die.
yeah, I didn't really want him. I didn't want Benny to die either. But yeah, if I had my choices, it would be I'd rather Benny live. But
Yeah. Lil
But,
Z
yeah, like I
almost
said-
gets away. Almost.
and that's the thing. The story's good. It's well done, or I should say, the movie's well done. It tells the story excellent. It's kind of a weird thing because, like, you're. I mean, I have no perspective to really view the what is it the impoverished 60s and 70s and 80s, or the slums of Rio de Janeiro or whatever. So like I've no concept, but it's like, yeah, I assume they got it right.
Well, I mean, it's actually kind of interesting to me how just ridiculously universal these kind of stories are. Like, I mean, we could have been watching Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I would say there is that like I guess the journey that they take, the main character Rocket wanting to just kind of get out, live his life, do what he wants, enjoy his life, and then you have Little Z's the other one.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because Little Dice is, and then Little Z, becomes obsessed with power.
Yeah.
You have two people coming from the same background and wanting two very different things.
Yeah.
This might be a very hard one for us to talk about because there's not too much here to actually pull apart. This movie's actually pretty solidly put together. There aren't too many loose threads that I noticed
Right.
right off the beginning.
Oh, they do.
That's
do.
the difference, between doing a movie that's won awards and doing Sharknado.
Yeah.
Though we have no one to blame but me, but
So one thing I really noticed and really liked about it is at points, it really didn't seem like we were watching a movie that was happening on a movie set. Like it seemed like they just set up cameras around the neighborhood and we were seeing what was going on. Like
it's possible too. That's the funniest part about that. Because a lot like you kind of got to wonder some of that, how much of the legitimately were extras and how many were just background people, like this fucked up shit's going on, get in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this movie. It's I would say a favorite, but it's one of those movies like I've always really liked. I just I can't say a favorite simply because it's not a movie like I'd bother to regularly watch, but I can recognize how good a movie it is.
Right, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't watch this over. I mean, this isn't going to be like Die Hard
Yeah.
and Christmas.
Right, every Christmas.
Exactly. Every Christmas you watch Die Hard. That's a given. But I mean, like, this you don't... I mean, you watch it once, maybe twice. Maybe you recommend it to a friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's intense.
Oh, yeah.
It's not exactly depressing, though, which is what makes me drawn to it more so.
Right. Yeah, it's not like an instant downer film.
No, and I
So
don't
many
like to
movies
feel
in this.
manipulated.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there are definitely a number of moments of levity in this movie. Like,
Some grim
there-
ones, too. Holy shit.
yeah,
What'd you say, James?
I said some grim ones, too.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
thought you said green. I'm like, green.
There's some green moments. There's some blue moments and some yellow. There's a chartreuse moment. Does anybody want to try and? I mean, should we just go around and just say how much we like it and why?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, so there are a couple things that So this is actually my third time watching this movie, so I've probably got a few more little nitpicky things than others. Like they used the device where they would introduce a character, talk a little bit about them, and then say, well, but it's not time to tell their story just yet. I think they did that 3 times in the movie,
Right?
And after the first time, like they do that again, you're like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing there. And then they did it again with Knockout Ned. It's like, oh, okay,
Very
all
Pulp
right.
Fiction-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at least they finally deliver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Another thing, and this might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing, I don't know, but every single time I've watched the movie, my favorite character is Lil Zay, or Lil Dice. Like, he's by far, to me, the most interesting character, and like I like watching Lil Zay, or Lil Dice,
The sadist.
Yeah, he's like, and he's a bad guy. Like, he is really a genuinely bad person. And yeah, I really enjoy watching him, really enjoy watching his scenes, and I really like the way that at the very end of the movie, the entire thing comes full circle, where so Lil Zay was young, he shot was it Lil Dice? Who's the younger one, Lil Dice or Lil Zay?
Lil Dice was the young one.
What his name was when he was young.
Right. So Lil Dice, got his start by killing people and taking over their business, and at the end of the movie, Lil Zay has run his course, and a bunch of little kids come and kill him and take over his business.
Yeah.
Like, it's really
the runts kill him. That's fucking phenomenal.
It's great. It's great. To me, his story is the best. Knockout Ned is always full of shit to me. Like, I don't know. He gets started in the life for just revenge. Well, why don't you just go buy a sniper rifle, wait till Lil Zay comes out, and get him with it? Like, you're a marksman. All you need to do is just one shot. It's over. The war's over.
I was a little shocked about that too, but I mean, I guess maybe
he wanted to be a cowboy.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. His motivations weren't really determined. I do want to say this.
Wait. What do you mean? His motivations?
Well, his motivations were pretty clear. He wanted to avenge his.
Yeah, his motivations for the way that he tried to enact his revenge. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
That wasn't really made clear.
Yeah, instead of just going out and assassinating Lil Zay, he starts a war.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the reasoning behind that could be that so he was over with Carrot, and Carrot tells him, look, either you're with me or Lil Zay is going to kill both of us, so let's do this together. Like, that seems to be the only motivation he had. But I don't know, he could have stayed, he could have guerrilla warfared on Zay a little bit, but whatever.
Got the sniper rifle hookup.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, and I don't know if any of you guys watched during the credits. They ran the actual interview that actual Knockout Ned did with the actual news back in the 80s.
No.
Yeah.
It went small and it had no subtitles, and I was like, "What's going on?" There's Portuguese coming at me.
They ran the real interview that Knockout Ned did with the news back in the 80s. And the scene where Sue George, doing the interview with the news, that's an exact copy of an actual news report happening.
Nice.
Wow.
So
yeah, I mean,
cool.
I guess there were some. Yeah, James, do you wanna tackle a few things? Is there anything?
Sure. I wrote my review out. Actually,
Ooh,
yeah.
Excellent.
So I can stay focused. Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay, read it to me, buddy.
if
Give me the lowdown.
If this is some kind of absurd comedy routine that's about to happen, I don't know. I don't know how I would deal with it.
The movie starts in pure silence with sudden cuts of a knife sharpening, heavily alluding to the idea that this is going to be a violent film, which puts me at ease knowing that I would not be watching the Smurfs spin-off, where a group of Smurfs diverge and make a home in a pumpkin patch.
God
City
damn
of
it.
Gourds. Next is a scene fraught with symbolism as a chicken escapes the slaughter to come face to face with our main protagonist. The lack of opening music numbers and scooters lets me know this is not the Quadrophenia sequel where James finally defeats the Rockers for good. City of Mod. Here we flash back to the days of youth. The boys play a soccer game. Everyone walked and ran quite gingerly. Nothing like the movie about the colony of quarantine families suffering from clubfoot. City of Plod. We find Rocket and his family own a small fish business in their ghetto. Oh, I know what movie I'm watching now. City of Scrod. Or City of Cod. I don't really know.
Go fuck
However,
yourself.
the fish plotline is dropped, and we instead follow Rocket's older brother and his hoodlum friends. Even more confusing is that all his friends are Brazilian and living in a refugee camp in Brazil. None of them are native Londonians destined for rock stardom. In fact, none of them even sing, so it can't be the rock biopic City of Rod.
Is that a Rod Stewart joke, dude?
You know it. A little while later, we find that Rocket's older brother was killed by Little Dice, or Little Z as he is later known, after a semi-botched robbery. So now this movie has a clear villain, because at this point I was hoping for the Man of Steel prequel, City of Zod. Even worse, despite the fact that they hide in the jungle, I had yet to see one ape, meaning this wasn't the unofficial Planet of the Apes sequel, City of Grodd. As the movie...
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going.
Z ends up taking over the drug trade over most of the city, but he did this without once using his pointer finger or a stick, City of Prod. Our protagonist Rocket sees all this go by without much deference. In fact, he seems to be more preoccupied with becoming a professional photographer and losing his virginity. He didn't seem to care at all about perfume, so this must not be the rag to riches story about the perfume magnate who makes his fortune by selling cheap perfume and repurposed Windex bottles. City of Bod.
God.
So little...
Oh my god.
Little Z ends up warring with other factions of the drug trade, and they argue over respect and revenge, not cheap and available internet. City of Bod.
Dude!
So I knew it was the end. The movie was showing me the opening scene again, and the title said beginning of the end. So this is the end of the movie, and marijuana is the only reference to grass. In fact, most of the landscapes in this film are very muddy, so this couldn't be the uplifting comedy about landscapers, City of Sod. So it must be City of God. Now that I understand the movie that I was watching, I can relax and enjoy it. Rocket became a photographer! Yay!
Respect.
Yeah, that's... James, that was great.
Yeah.
But
that was, yeah.
don't you like it that, like, as soon as you were about to start, I was like, wait, this is going to be some kind of idiotic, absurdist comedy routine.
I really hope that the fact that you were basically licking your microphone like a lollipop didn't distract from that. Like I really hope that comes across. I'm able to get that to come across clear because that was hands down brilliant, James. I'm proud to call you my brother. Okay. Well, I got nothing. So
yeah.
I guess. I'm guessing you liked it.
I did. It was good.
Yeah.
But the entire time I was just thinking of God puns. Oh, by the way, the David Duchovny movie that I thought was called City of God was actually called Playing God. There you go. That was bugging me the entire time.
Wait. Playing
Yep.
God. Wasn't that like a movie with Greg Kinnear?
Yes, and David Duchovny.
Yeah, there's like a
They play
a
mob
great
doctors.
scene where it's like he's dead. Bring him back. I'll see what I can do.
Huh. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, City of God. I mean, Eric, I am with you on Little Zay.
Yeah.
Whoever that actor is, man, like you could just like whenever he had to think about his next move, you could see the malevolence turning. It was solid stuff. Don't really get how this is the story of Rocket. So you
Not
could
really.
kind of actually be like the rise and fall of Little Zay.
Yeah.
I'm also very curious as to like why there's a sequel to this movie.
There's a sequel?
Yeah, City of Men.
No.
Is it?
No. City of Men
Yeah.
is not a sequel to this movie.
Really? I thought it was. I thought I interneted it and it said that it was a sequel.
No, I don't think so.
They're both kind of about drugs and up shit.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it is. Huh. I don't know if it's like a direct sequel or if it's just another movie taking place in a similar setting by the same director.
Looks like it's kind of the same story.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess it doesn't follow Rocket, so I guess we're okay there. So it's not like Rocket the later years.
Yeah. Rocket just like going from city to city taking pictures of soccer matches. Because really that was how the rest of his life turned out, I'm sure.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's not too bad.
Oh no.
So yeah, I mean there were a couple of things that I was kind of I guess unclear on, and one thing that I was a little bit like they didn't exactly resolve the issue with the cop pictures. Like are we supposed to believe that he just left them out and didn't give them to the paper?
No, I think what he said at the end of the movie is those are the pictures that would make him famous, or like he was talking about, like this picture gets on the front cover, this picture makes me famous, this picture is why I had to hide out for a while, and so like they kind of allude to, they run the story about how Lil Zay was paying off the cops and the cops were crooked, and like his pictures kind of blow the lid off of it, I think.
It was Little Zay, the picture of Little Zay that got him, like, essentially a job as a photojournalist. But yeah, it was the corrupt Rio cops that made him famous, I think.
Right, they're right. That's kind of what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, and the only other thing that that really kind of jumped out at me, and it was just kind of stuck in my head, and this always kind of rattles around in my brain, but like when you have a show that is based on the true story, and you have the main character lose their virginity, what must it be like to be that woman and or girl? You know, I mean, I've always been like, I mean, I haven't really seen very many female biopics that cover that.
Well,
So I don't.
So one thing I was thinking of is that if this was the other way around, and like a young female photographer goes over to the like male 40-year-old editor's house to stay the night, and like he's like, well, I only have one bed, so here we go. Like that could have taken on a totally different tenor if it were opposite gendered.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason that that particular scene worked and didn't actually creep me out.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, like when I how old is he supposed to be there?
Like 17.
Right,
18,
so
maybe
you think
18.
so?
Yeah.
I thought he was in his early 20s.
Oh no, I think he was late teens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw, is that his late teens. But anyway, me in my late teens, I would have been 10,000% down for that. But I mean, shit, me in my late 20s is still probably 10,000% down for that. So, you know, whatever.
I gotta say, Eric, I really, really, really like your choice, and I'm really glad that I saw this movie. But it gives us fuck all to talk about.
Well, you know, James came with some material. I've had a couple of things. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know I had other thoughts, so I'm trying to think of them.
Glad we're on our AIM game then.
Well,
we could do shit movies and shit movies and shit movies, and yeah, that could be fun because you get to rip the shit out of them. But honestly, this is a fantastic movie, and I think it would be an injustice, honestly, not to like at least kind of be able to like tell people, "Hey, check this shit out."
Yeah,
and,
like
get a chance.
that was kind of my motivation behind picking it. Is like, you know, if we wanted this to be, I don't, and what I'm saying is, I don't think we want this to be Eric, James, John, and Chris sit around shitting on shitty movies. Like, you know,
that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And
Like
most
that,
of
you know,
them
it
do
is
that
easy.
themselves.
Yeah. My take, City of God is, I don't know, for me, it's like, it seems really genuine the way it portrays life in a favela in Brazil. And that's just not something I would be exposed to ever unless I watched a movie like this. You know, like the kind of, the story about, you know, about one kid, you know, trying to live his life correctly and stay off the street, stay off drugs, not become a drug dealer, try to be legitimate. You know, we've heard similar stories, but the way it's done in this movie is awesome. It really is a movie that you should watch.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you on that because, you know, one of the things that just really blew my mind is just, well, I mean, it's based on a true story, but usually even those movies where they base it on a true story, there's like this kind of element to it where you really kind of tell what aspects are fabricated and what aspects aren't. And this really kind of consistently felt real across the board. Like, I don't know if it was just the pacing of the movie or the fact that, like Rocket. Here is an example of a kid whose destiny is not in his own hands.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, at no point, except for once, when he goes and bitches out that lady for stealing his photographs, is he ever proactive.
Right.
I mean, he is just passive throughout the entire movie. Even when him and his buddy are trying to commit crimes.
Yeah.
And they can't do it because of one thing or another, you know, coming up with excuses. So it's like, even then, the Rocket is incredibly passive. So it's almost like he didn't get into drugs because he just never really bothered being a part of the world that he lived in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, which...
So that's the
doesn't always
lesson
work.
the kids should take away from all this. If you want to be a successful photographer, don't do stuff.
Yes, that's the lesson.
For me, maybe the biggest thing that made the movie believable is the sets, like the whole setting of the movie, the way that the whole first kind of really like the first act of the movie happens in the 60s when they first create this slum, and it's all these rows of prefabricated houses. Like, that looked really cool. And then you know, and then the scenes where they're running out into the jungle to hide from the cops, that's really cool. And then later on, when the slum has come up and become more developed, like, that felt like a real place. And it really seems like they had to have shot it in a real place. And
what they probably did was just start on the outskirts and eventually come into the actual part of the city.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So yeah, for me, like, really, a lot of times when I'm watching a movie, and like, this is part of why I liked, you know, earlier we talked about Monsters. This is actually part of why I liked Monsters, is because I'm a really visual movie watcher. Like, story can all be, you know, these stories, a lot of times it seems like we've heard them before. But like, if the movie looks great, like, and if it's interesting and fun to watch, and it looks good, I'm probably gonna like it. And this movie looked great.
Yeah, this movie, for having so little to it, because of the way that the housing project was designed, and then later on, I mean, just having so little to it, they managed to capture just this element of, I don't know. I hate it when people talk like this, and I probably deserve a slap after this. But there's like this feral beauty.
Okay.
You know, I sound so stupid.
John, you're so full of shit.
I am. It's terrible. I don't have a film degree. I'm not a guy who knows things.
Okay, so how much? What else do we want to say about City God? We're gonna round back to that.
I think we're pretty good. We can fairly short podcast.
John, do you have a game for this week? See, I've got an idea. For a game.
Oh, all right, do the game.
Okay,
what's the game?
All right,
here?
so yeah, John, you get to play too.
Oh, shit! Hold on, give me 1
okay.
second. Give me 1 second. Got to make sure that my movie is on Netflix. All right, my movie is on Netflix.
Okay.
So
it's a lot like last week's game where if we were going to be a animal mixed with a natural disaster, what would it be? Well, if you lived in the city of God, you know you cannot use your real name. James does not go around as James. Chris does not go around as Chris. John does not go around as John. What is your city of God nickname? Best one wins.
Tough. That is tough. Who's going first?
Chris, are you even still here?
Yeah, I have no goddamn idea.
Okay, so Chris has nothing.
No, Chris, come on.
I'm thinking. I'm just saying,
Okay.
like.
Oh, God.
Well, Blackie's already taken.
Well, so for me, I think if I was in the favela, my nickname would be Long Ball Larry.
Long ball.
Yeah, because after my boy Larry David, who's got long ass balls. You got long ass balls. So.
Okay.
Long ball Larry is me.
Good one.
John.
James wants everyone else to go before him.
That's right, because I'm going to blow you peons out of the water.
God, this is a really tough one.
Well, so Rocket.
Okay.
Rocket's real name was I don't know what the hell his real name was.
I got one.
Okay.
I got one. I'd be Poppin' Fresh.
Pretty good one. Pretty good.
See, yeah, it can be anything because, so my favorite nickname,
HR Puffin' Stuff.
Poppin' Fresh.
This is my little brother, Bananas and Pajamas.
That would probably be your name. Bananas.
Bananas.
I mean,
actually,
James.
Can I change?
James, I feel like you would maybe definitely be steak and fries, right? Filet con fritas.
All right, Chris, load us up with one. You go.
Loaded baked potato.
How about Chris goes by the name of Ahab because he's always on the hunt for white whale.
Nope.
I don't get that one.
Nope.
Chris, are you real? Is your name Loaded Baked Potato?
No.
3D Dorito.
If you said Loaded Baked Potato, that would make my day. Like with the chives and the sour cream, little bacon bits, some butter.
Bacon bit. Oh man, so good.
Come on, Chris, we need a name.
Chris's name could be Spliff.
Nope.
Yeah, I genuinely have nothing here.
Okay.
Aww.
All right.
That's okay, baked potato.
Yeah, you're defaulted to baked potato, loaded baked potato.
Yeah.
All right, so John is Puffin' Fresh, Poppin' Fresh.
Poppin' Fresh.
Chris is loaded baked potato. James.
And mine, okay, I got 3. Either I would be Exquisite, or the main man, the master of disaster, Jesus con queso.
Jesus con queso, huh?
Right.
Jesus con queso is probably going to win.
Oh, really? That's better than...
if Chris had said loaded baked potato...
Didn't he?
No, I refuse.
See, a baked potato is such a white food, and Chris is such a white guy. But it comes with
honestly,
all the awesomeness, just like Chris.
Yeah, but it wasn't even anything about Chris. The only reason I said it is because somebody said loaded before Chris got to go. So I was just like, loaded baked potato. That's the best name in the world. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That Jesus con queso makes me think of that awesome painting. Oh yeah, and what if this movie happened in Rio de Janeiro? What if like Cristo de Redentor, Christ the Redeemer statue, somebody repainted it to look like Jesus con queso?
Jesus all orange.
Okay, so James,
what are we watching?
James making a triumphant return from his Catherine Zeta-Jones pussy smack.
All right.
Yes.
Actually, guys, I was pretty surprised that this movie wasn't about some guy who wanders around the world giving people.
I want to bar James right now before he makes a statement. You know it's going to be awful.
A movie about an all-powerful man who walks around giving various movie review podcast sequels to review without having seen the prior movie.
Oh, shit.
We're going to get a Sequel Todd.
City of Todd?
It's Sequel Todd, it's Sequel Todd. Come on, everybody, it's Sequel Todd. It doesn't even matter if you've seen the first one or not. It's Sequel Todd. Is Todd actually here?
Hey, everybody, it's Sequel Todd. This week, your movie is
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, what's going on?
Dun 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 dun.
Oh!
Dun 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 dun.
This is really bad.
I have no idea what
We're
you're talking
going to
about.
have to watch a 3-hour-long, and it's a great movie.
Epic.
But, yeah.
The Good, the Bad, and the
Your
Ugly.
Mom.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
John, have you seen it? It's not really a sequel, I don't think. I mean, it's pretty much a standalone movie.
It's
It
a
can
thematic
be a standalone,
sequel.
but it is, yeah.
It's the third in a trilogy.
the whole trilogy is solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for watching this one again.
And I got to do my City of Todd joke.
So should I just go?
You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. You'll have an equal chance of getting chosen for next week's movie review. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say...
Chimichanga, chimichanga, chimichanga.
Chimichanga, chimichanga.
Jimmy-
Burgers.